Oh, well, hello everybody. I'm gonna try to turn down my music. I know I turned down your music, but I'm going to turn my music down to a delicious background level. Hi, for all of the diehard people who showed up today on our live stream. Thank you so much. It has been, I think Knox and I were chatting a little bit. It's been a year since we've dusted off the old Twitch channel and, and put it back out into the world. So thank you for coming all to this inaugural stream of 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 everything hunters. Like, I mean, the big reason we're coming out today is because we just launched our new project Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. It is less than $700, or just a tidge over $700 away from funding, which is awesome and a nice big deal for us because this is such a very cool property from Patrick Horvath, and is something that's so in our wheelhouse of something we like to do: cozy horror, mystery times, and I also, again, as I was kind of telling Knox, I wanted to basically take this opportunity to kind of find out, you know, like get back into the chair and start seeing what it's like to put the camera back on again. So, but from all of you who are starting to kind of trickle in inside of here, it sounds like there's a whole bunch of stuff people want to know about as well too, and like what's going on in the hunter. So here's our little campfire. Pull up a chair. It's midday. Get a tea. It's been a long morning. It's been a long year, folks. By the way, if music is getting a little hot, I'm playing with it a little bit. I'm just like looking at some of the levels here. If the music's getting to be a little weird, just tell me, right? Because it's been 5+ years since I sat in a camera, hitting that live button and saying what's up. So yeah, it's very different, very new. But yeah, let's chat a little bit about what's going on in the Hunters universe. I'm sure as a lot of people are hearing, and one of the reasons I'm sitting here now, like I'm basically putting my full, my as I've been telling people, I've been putting my whole chest back into Hunters, after leaving Darrington Press, and this has been a great opportunity for me to kind of just put some sweat equity back into the company that I spent 15 years trying to build up, right, with my business partner Chris De La Rosa and the amazing team that Knox and everyone had put together. So Knox, Wesley Crow, Knox Weiler Burf, general manager, the guy who's currently typing on the Chitty Chat board, Chitty Chat board being the keyboard, he's been the man at the helm for the last 5 years while I've been hanging out, trying to make other games at the same time. He's been making these games, and it's been really good. Like he's carried the product, he's carried the company somewhere that could not have happened if I was if I was as unavailable as I was for so many years. So um yeah, it's a weird thing, small business. You only have so much time and you only have so much energy. But small business is completely run on passion. And in publishing, I'm sure you've all heard as well too. It's like we're not making like go off to Cuba money here. We are making enough to keep going, and that's part of what these projects are as well too. It's like Kickstarter, truly in the sense of the word, is making projects happen that would not happen had people not show up and say, yes, I would like that thing. May I please have that thing? And the environment's changing. I will tell you, I have learned so much after working in a big space, like a big corporate company, and then coming back into small business and seeing how all the little things have changed and how impressions are done and how people go out and shout into the void the way that it's very different than how they used to do it, and that's fascinating. Actually, is a cool thing to be able to be like, oh great, it's not just you're not just kind of repeating the same old song, that things in life are changing. But it looks like some people are here and they want to have some questions and they want to talk about what the hell's going on with all of our properties. So let's talk about all of our properties, and we'll talk about Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And I'll just give you a kind of uh, bleh, version of what's going on with everything at this point. So, the first one, let's talk about the obvious one. Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, is a storytelling game about about a very small town 1980s world that is occupied by anthropomorphic animals who are just trying to live their lives and are literally just trying to enjoy, a cozy life. And unfortunately, the town holds a serial killer, right? They don't kill in the town. They go out to the big city in order to do that stuff. I'll do my best not to give too many spoilers, but this is really a world. Hello, I see Strim. Hi, Clorponked. Clorpdonk. That's a good one. First time chat, though. Hello. We Strim. We Strimmin'. But these cozy community of animal folks, they like to get together and just live their life. But there's a serial killer. And it slowly becomes unraveled that this town is full of dark secrets. So what is better than to do Cozy Small Town and have everybody have something that they are trying to hide? And we basically take this idea of like, let's do Betrayal at House on the Hill, where you're exploring a town and you're, unraveling elements of side of the town and you're, exploring the NPCs who are here. But let's also make it so that there's this, kind of vampire or Blood on the Clock Tower or One Night Werewolf element of like there is a hidden killer and you have to find who that thing is. So we love games where it's not just strictly one thing or the other. We being Hunters Entertainment, of course, but like so this is a storytelling game. It has the structure of a board game, right? It has the lovely kind of like defined characteristics that help you move forward with a board game, but it also has all of the cool story elements that make a good storytelling game. And without having to necessarily put a how does it work? Where does horror and cozy squish together, Clorbdonk? Well, the art is very cozy. First of all, Patrick Horvath literally did a watercolor for each one of these spreads. So these animals are living lovely, regular lives, doing great things, but it is a violent series. And like I said, terrible things happen to these poor animals. It's featured Sam Strong, who is this bear character that you're seeing here. She is a serial killer, but another serial killer comes to her town, and she has to go find out who is pooping in her end of the woods, right? Where is our? We have our like, I guess that's our headboard image we had to move around, but we have a dissected duck that's been a huge element of this game, and it's part of one of the most graphic covers I've ever seen, because Sam likes to, as serial killers do, they like to take their time, they like to meticulously do things so that because it feels good for what they're doing. They're doing this to calm whatever voices are inside of their brain, right? But truly at the end of the day, it's pretty horrific what these animals do and what they go through. I guess apparently we have to be a little kind with how much graphic violence, like it can't be putting spilled out organs everywhere. But if you go to, I guess we could do this together if we really wanted to. If you wanted to all head over to Webtoon I think has the first issue for free on the website. And again, the first trade magazine, it makes the turn very quickly, is what it does. Yes, it starts cozy, and then it gets killy, but you're still talking about regular people who are leading regular lives, but are now trying to protect their dark secrets. But Sam Strong just owns a hardware store inside of this nice little Main Street town in 1980s Woodbury, is what it is, right? And yes, good eye, Clorbdonk. Eric Ishii did the cover of the Altered Carbon RPG, which we put out 7 years ago? 6 years ago? Yeah, she was, it was one of her first, like, paid professional shoots because, of course, Eric and I go way back, and I asked her politely if she wanted to be the cover for our game, and she said yes. And right next to her is Jessica Drew Johnson, who's a very well-known Blizzard cinematic artist. She worked on most of the full-motion videos you've seen in Blizzard games, and she was the model for the Outbreak Undead series. But yeah, we have a lot of little Easter eggs tied into the people that we work with here. Yeah, it's great. So, Beneath the Trees, where no one sees, the game loop as it stands. Let me see if I can go find a good photo so you guys can continue to kind of watch this with me. The game loop is you take on a character, someone in a small town, and you are dealt a dark secret. The dark secret are criteria that you need to fulfill by the end of the game in order to cover up your dirty, dirty lies. And it usually involves collecting cards or having a certain amount of leverage. It is basically tied into this idea that you have to do something in the game that makes you suspicious to the point of where you could be the killer, right? And someone likely is the killer, and they are motivated to try to take people out one by one, usually towards the third act of the game. The game is structured into Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Everyone has event cards that move the story forward. So the game very much wants you to live in this kind of a loop of explore the town, find who the murderer is, and then resolve your dark secrets, right? Kerplunkton, I know that's the crazy part, is that it is we call it a storytelling game because it is not a TTRPG. There is no GM who is facilitating a story in front of people, and it is not a board game because doesn't have a traditional... It has win-lose conditions as far as the dark secret goes, but the goal of it is to tell a story together. So we've been calling it a storytelling game because it has all of the elements and mechanical structure of a board game, but it is guided towards telling a story in the way that a TTRPG would do. Best comparable I have for you is something like Betrayal at House on the Hill, right? Betrayal is all about telling a story because you're moving things around, collecting items, trying to make your character more powerful, and then suddenly there is a turn, right? The haunt begins, and then you have to resolve specific conditions inside of the haunt in order for you to be the winner or loser. But there's never, ever really a winner or a loser in a storytelling game because at the end of the day, you're fulfilling out the conditions of what the game is telling you to do. And that usually means there is a winner. Like, oh yeah, the murderer murdered people and they fulfilled all their conditions. I won Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees because I completed my dark secret. But really, the joy was everyone trying to find me along the way. Or if I got caught, okay, great. The town caught their killer, but what story did we tell along the way, right? It is cooperative. It essentially is cooperative, but the killer is competitively trying to jab people in the same way that Werewolf. Everyone's working together to try to find the killer, but there is someone who is actively trying to go against them. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, great questions. I appreciate you, Clorpdon, coming in and just howling them away. I will go back to, if Tea House is still here, please say so, because then I'll answer your question. Otherwise, I'm not going to incentivize that. Killer is not an NPC. The killer is a PC. It is one of the players, Clorpdon. It is a player at the table who their dark secret is that they are the killer, right? Let's watch the video. Let's go check it out. Let's see. I feel like this amazing voiceover person that Nox found is just as good at explaining it as I am.
Welcome to a small town where everybody knows everybody else, where secrets are hard to keep. and the only people you can trust are the ones that you have under your thumb. But while things might seem staggeringly mundane, nothing in this town is what it seems. A murderer is on the loose, and you and your fellow citizens will have to solve the mystery before someone starts poking into your business and reveals your own dirty little secrets. From the world of Patrick Horvath's dark and beautiful graphic novel, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, the storytelling card game is a collaborative narrative experience that guides you and your friends through a series of confrontations and revelations as you vie for leverage to spend to reveal
cool
clues
little metal
or
tokens
force
for the
other
deluxe edition.
citizens into uncomfortable situations that take the eyes of the community off of you. There is, after all, a killer on the loose, and it could be anyone, even you. Backing the Kickstarter now provides you with the earliest possible access to the game, Kickstarter exclusives, deluxe versions, and stretch goals that are to die or kill for.
Yeah.
Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, a storytelling game about murder and horrible people. Available now on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a great voiceover, by the way. Knox, if you wouldn't mind just typing the person who did that, that would be incredible. But the thing that it was worth mentioning that I saw on there and forgot to say is that there is two places. There's basically two ways that this game you interact with it. There's the town, which is the kind of part that you see right here, where this kind of like lovely little town, again built out like Betrayal at House on the Hill, where you've got to kind of move. You've got to place the town out. It could be in a grid system, or it can kind of, spiral out a little bit. And then there is the corpse part of the game, where the corpse is where there are very powerful cards that allow you to do things that you definitely want to do in the game, which is like draw items or gain additional leverage, or force players to either like make a choice of either putting their dark secret on the corpse or having something bad happen to them, right? Because if you have somebody's dark secret, they can't fulfill it. They can't win because you know. So there are ways to get your dark secret back in the game, usually by putting it back on the corpse card somewhere and then taking it off. But that corpse mechanic is the way that in One Night Werewolf, where you have roles like the seer or the villager, where people can they can pick very specific things they want to do by investigating the murder. They're investigating the corpse in the game, but what they're doing in the story is they're investigating the murder. Like they're being a part of trying to find out who the murderer is, and those cards react to help the players accordingly with that. Now, to be totally fair, this game's still in active development. We are going to take our time with this game to get it as great as possible. We wanted to put it out now because we wanted to put it out to Kickstarter now because it's such a perfectly spooky game, and we are actually feeling very confident about it. But we are continuing to do development on it throughout the winter and into the spring before it goes to print in order to be ready by October of next year. So our timeline is basically giving this a few more months of core development before we are going into final production. But as you can see, because Beneath the Trees has been so good about giving us such incredible art, a lot of the game's looks and vibes are very far along, right? We're really hoping if you can help us reach the stretch goal, we would like to put a copy of, we would like to put the first edition of the game, the first trade paperback of the comic. Apologies. We want to put that in the book. Can you imagine a rule book where you actually get a comic book in the rule book, right? And that would be incredible. But that does cost us additional money to do that. There is cost attached to doing that. So we've set that at $85 right now. We've been very transparent on our funding goals at this point, and we definitely have things we're really excited to do. But for the lovely 12 of you who are in here right now, just help us spread the word. Come out today. I hope you're enjoying our little fireside chat to have conversations around the actual project in of itself, but take that knowledge with you in order to go and let others know that, hey, this actually is kind of a cool thing, and help give us the noise that we need in order to get this done. Yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, it's not like we haven't done comics in the past. I think we definitely did one for the deluxe edition of Kids on Bikes. I have it right here. Our deluxe edition, we actually had um, uh, the the man himself, Jim Zubinich. He wrote this beautiful Forgotten Farmland for Kids on Bikes in the opening of the deluxe edition. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages, literally 8 pages of comic in this book. But man, art was cool, lettering was cool. Jim's such a great writer. How can you tell such a refined story in 8 pages? He's just incredible. So it truly felt like a kids on bike story. Man, I forgot about that. That's so cool. So cool. So let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's keep that momentum going and keep that love flowing so that we can put a paperback trade inside of this game as well too. And we're probably going to end up, the goal right now is we're going to end up putting it actually into like a book style slipcase where, graphic novels, normally you get like a hard back, or like a 4 to 6 millimeter gray board deluxe case. It has like a wrap around it with the inset on side of it, and we're probably going to put a box that'll have all of the game components in it, and then a book next to it. So that's the rule book. So the bigger the book, the better it will sit on the slip case. So help us make it another. Well, how much is a trade comic nowadays? How many pages does a trade comic have? How many pages does a standard comic have? 20 pages. 20, 22, up to 32, I guess. So that's great. That's like most, definitely 3 times what a standard rule book would be for like a game like this, right? Corp Talk, you're asking $47. Why? $47 because of the pricing, or are you talking about something else? Let me see. Are you international and referring to international shipping? Or are you specifically referring to how much it costs? Because I think our deluxe edition is going to be $90. 85 if you can get it in before the end of the day today, Pacific Standard Time. This thing is going to close midnight tonight. You will no longer be able to do early bird. You will have to now pay a little more money, $5 more, and or you will not get that lovely free art print that we really want to give people. A bunch of people so happy grabbing the early bird standard edition. We're gonna give them that free little art print. It's gonna be awesome. And I love that 4 people have our premium teddy bear edition. Our premium teddy bear edition is going to be so cool. You literally have to cut it open to get the game that is inside of said teddy bear. And somebody got the signed one. I don't know who got it, but I want to see who got the signed one. Yeah, it's pretty great, gang. I mean, honestly, I love all of our projects. They have so much heart. They're so different and so unique. But this one, this is the first game in a long time that I had to sit down and like go to multiple play tests. Because I was so focused on like the games that I was working on when I was at Darrington that I never really got to really have as much of a hand in what Hunters was doing because Knox just had it under control. So this is really the first game in a long time that I sat down and we played it and played it and played it and played it, and it was great. I think we're going to continue to play test it. If any of our lovely members of chat are in the California Burbank area, you make sure that you are subscribed to our newsletter and let us know, because we will be looking for playtesters through the winter into the early spring to keep playing this game so it can be as best as it possibly can be, right? But yeah, all right. I think I got every. I think we covered quite a bit. It's half an hour of talking about Beneath the Trees, right? Still want to go out there and do some tippity tappity tickety tacketing so we can get that. Yes, there we go. Throw down, folks. Let's watch this slow. It's gonna be rough if I have to like wait here another half an hour to have this go up $700. I really I just want it to tick over while we're here today. So having maybe going out and doing a little social push on it right now wouldn't be a bad idea because we really want to see this thing tick over while we're on the stream today, right? Don't make me wait here all day to have this thing move over, right? But who else has questions? Cragton, are you still in chat? Can I answer your question? Speak up in chat. If you're here, I'll tell you about what's going on with Kids on Capes. Or again, Tejas10, if you're here, let me know and I'll tell you about what's going on with Outbreak. And then I think someone asked about Ragnarok too. Did anyone ask about Ragnarok? Vay, if you're hanging out, let me know if you're around. I know you. I know you're here, but because you're everywhere. That's your tag, Vay everywhere. If you want to know what's going on with Ragnarok, speak up because I did just do an update on the Ragnarok Kickstarter update pretty recently, like basically, eating crow as much as I can right now to talk about what I want to do with it. So, yeah, no rewards. Okay, cool. So, Vay, here's what's up. Was the lead designer on Gods of Metal Ragnarok. Love this game. And for the other people who don't know what we're talking about, this is our... Watch, this thing's gonna fall. Don't fall. Hold it up. This is our epic heavy metal fantasy role-playing game. Fun art, fun concept, so unique and interesting as far as worlds go. But the rule system, I spent a long time playing it, and then I spent a long time changing my mind on how I wanted to do it. And I think the game, I found the game finally, but it took time to finally get to that point, and now I know what I want the game to be. And that's the thing. So I want to keep the art because the art's beautiful. I want to keep the world because the world's so cool inside of it. But we need to do the work. And by we, I mean me. I need to put my time, effort, and energy into making this game the game that it needs to be. And there was a lot of cool things that were explored, and they just haven't come fully fleshed out as part of fruition yet. And we had a cool Kickstarter with lots of diddly bobs and tiddlywinks and weird stuff. I still am burning my Ragnarok candles to this day. I love them. I love my Ragnarok candles so much. And Nox, for my birthday one year, made me... I'm going to show you. I'm going to go off camera for a second so you can see this. He 3D printed a dice tower for me based off of one of our pieces of art, Calamity. It's still sticky with fake blood. And freaking love this thing, man. Freaking love this thing. Here, I'm going to put dice in it. Let's see. Let's put a dice in it. In the back, see, this is the hole where the dice goes, right? How freaking cool. How freaking cool, right? So it's incredible, and I love it, and I love everything about this world and what's going on, but I need to literally sit my butt down, and I need to write, and I need to do it, and it was really hard to sit down and write and not be distracted when I was trying to juggle two publishing companies at the same time, for all intents and purposes, right? So that's on me, but at the same time, the people who do love it, and I think the people who do love it are people who love the world and love what we can do with it, with the potential of the game. So we're going to crush it out, and I'm going to basically... it is something I'm super excited about continuing to motivate and bring forward. So yeah, it's far from off of my mind. It's basically what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, that's the thing. It's a weird one, Vay, and I get it. Like it's so the thing about RPGs, and this is one of the hard parts about being creative in a publishing space around RPGs, is that people really are dedicated to what they like to play. Their free time is limited, and telling them, "Thanks, T. Denson, you're the best. I appreciate it." I wonder if it was yours earlier that went and ticked us up a little bit, but looking forward to seeing what you threw down. That's also, you know what? Many pennies make the dollar, sir, when it comes to sharing. That's what I like to say. It's like we all contribute with our nickels and dimes to a greater sum. So it doesn't even matter. Um, Solwyn, if you would like to see some video content, I'm not in this one for Beneath the Trees, but there is an actual play that we recorded that you can see on our YouTube and uh, on the Kickstarter page. But Knox, Whitney Avalon, Jody Hauser,
Welcome everybody. We are
Xander
Hunters Entertainment,
Jarre, and
and we
Persephone Valentine all sat down to play Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. So if you would like to see what the game looks like, at least as far as like a nice little beat by beat, we recorded it at a delightful little podcast studio in Burbank, California. And while we didn't have a top-down camera, it was a great opportunity to just kind of feel the vibe of what the game is doing, and it plays so sweetly. But yes, there will be more video content.
You're
There will
here
be
to
more. I'm looking to do more. If I'm not going to deviate too much from Hunter stuff, but like we definitely are looking forward to playing some more Dread at some point in the future. In fact, there is a Kickstarter right now that's going to be for early 2026 in order to play more Dread on the Good Time Society's channel with Becca Scott. So if you would like to see some Dread, you can head over there and click follow me, because a follow on a project is what I've learned to be one of the most valuable things you can do in a Kickstarter now. So Solwyn 314, if you line it, just type in Tales of Dread. Let's see. Actually, we could probably see what that looks like real quickly. Tales of Dread. It's actually great. I forgot. This is the glory of a good hyperlink. If you go to talesofdread.com, that'll take you there. Oh, this takes us to the old one. It's supposed to be updated to the new one. Let me see if I can move it to the new one. I think it's the cave is what it is. The cave. Great. Yeah, here it is. So launching 2026. Check it out. It'll be super cool. We've already got a bunch of people who are notifying for launch already, and I think you will enjoy it. But you've reminded me now that I thought I forwarded that URL, but either it didn't take or I forgot. Most likely I forgot. But talesofdread.com. In my sea of sticky notes, I will make a note for myself. Talesofdread.com. Redirect. Great. Love it. Yes, it's awesome and super fun. And I need to put our old graphic on the old one. Man, it's weird. It's been so long since I have done, again, streaming like this, but like my first inclination, my first thing I wanted to do was to just do that. Like, just get off of like, all right, cool. See you guys. I got work to do. I got to go do stuff. And maybe one day on my own personal stream when I'm not using up Hunter's time, maybe I'll do a little like streaming workstation, as long as I can't reveal any. Obviously can't reveal anything that's proprietary, anything like that. Yes, T. Denson, it is up. Go to kickstarter.com/thecave, and I will be redirecting talesofdread.com to it. But if you backed the original one, there should be an update in that one that you can go look at, and it will point you to the new campaign. We're going to be doing it probably, we will be doing it next year. Like, it just, we have some more stuff. We have some more stuff to rally and get together. meetings with the good time folks at the beginning of the year. Yeah, great. Well, friendos. Uh, let's see. Who else do we have that we can talk to about or talk with today? So, you know, I think we talked about Outbreak. We talked about... Oh, we didn't talk about Outbreak. We should talk a little bit about Outbreak. So Outbreak Undead is in its 3rd edition. It is our original zombie survival role-playing game. It is the thing that we launched the game with way back in 2015. 2010. What am I saying? Not 2015. 2010. Our first Gen Con, 2010, was when we launched this thing. So 15 years ago, when I had to take a personal loan to go do our first print run, and had the audacity to be in Entrepreneur's Alley with a book, and we had no idea what we were doing. We just went with the first printer that we talked to and printed a black and white 365, maybe it was even more. How much was it? How many pages is it? I still have it here. 15 years ago, we printed this guy. And it is all black and white interior with a handwritten font. Oh, man. That's a... Guys, don't do that. Don't make a handwriting font be your core text in a rule book. It's just not a good idea. It is... 443 pages, baby. Yeah, it's a big clonking book. But people bought it because they wanted to test their zombie survival plan. And we ran a lot of demos of it to play your zombie survival plan. And boy, was it fun, because it really brought agency to this moment of time in which people wanted to like experiment with survival horror and experiment with zombie survival horror. And rather than kind of like the blood in the guts, bang, bang, pew, pew, action adventure style of play, it was very visceral. It was very raw. And that was really the first time you kind of to see the zombie genre in TTRPGs really do that. And that's why, we love thank you again for saying kind words, but it's like our Outbreak games are like listening to a Walking Dead, right? Or doing a Dawn of the Dead. Or, it's not, or Dying Light. Like, it's all of these games, and it's all of this zombie media that is very, it's bone-breaking horror is what it is, versus the, like, shove a zombie off of me, everything's fine horror, right? Like oh god, what was the one of those original PlayStation, original 360 games? It was in the mall, and it was so goofy, and there was the zombies everywhere, but I forgot. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I can see the cover in my head, but I can't read the text above it. I have to look it up. I have to do it now, otherwise my whole day is going to be ruined. And Xbox zombie game in mall. It is Dead Rising. There it is. Jeez. It was a fun game. It's a great video game, right? And it has a very different vibe. It's a very different vibe, right? Dead Rising was a very different vibe than like a Last of Us or Resident Evil, and it was very heavily inspired. Outbreak was super inspired by Resident Evil, specifically the one multiplayer game that was on like PlayStation 2. Yeah, there was like there was a Resident Evil Outbreak. I think it was called Resident Evil Outbreak, in which you played a bunch of members of Raccoon City, just not stars, just like regular folks. You had like 2 inventory slots, and you had to work together in order to solve puzzles and progress through Raccoon City. And it was a great game, but because online multiplayer was still in its infancy at the PlayStation 2, it wasn't great technology. It wasn't good. I think Chris to this day is still like, I want that game. I want that game good. I want that game to be good. So yeah. Oh, cool. It's nice to see everyone. Like I said, it's very good to come back and like kind of like again. It feels like going back to the gym after 5 years of not going to the gym. Like it's motions I am familiar with, but I am sore, and I will be sore until we do some more inside of it. Inside of we until we do some more streaming, which again you'll help us do if we continue to see success in Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and with all of our other titles as well too, right? But it is nice to just kind of randomly turn on the camera and just chat for a little bit. I think I have another screen here. I'm gonna pop over here real quick to see. Okay, yeah, this is just one. It's just now that we've spent enough time staring at the browser, we can just kind of hang out here a little bit before we get back to our lives and we do more again. I think I will want to update the camera though. I think this camera has reached the end of its technological life cycle, and I think I'm ready for a higher res camera at this point. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you all are saying it looks fine, I'll keep it. But I'm feeling like it could be better, right? Especially with how good our camera is, or how good streaming is nowadays. Like the quality of streams, they expect probably a higher res, more 4K look to it. So, yeah, cool, gang. It's nice to chat with you all. It's nice to be able to have an opportunity to talk. If there is any questions you have around Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and if there is more you would like to go over when it comes to what's going on with Hunters Entertainment, please just reach out to us via social media. Tag us. We're a small company. I think it's the other thing that a lot of people need to realize is like Hunters is a small business. We are not very many people. I venture to say that most TTRPGs that you have, most TTRPG publishing companies that you know of, are like 2 or 3 people who are full time, maybe, and everyone else is contract and or part time because they need to make money in order to pay their bills. And it takes a certain amount of success, and not just one-time success, but a constant success in order to maintain more than you, because you can't eat passion, right? And we've been very fortunate to continue to like make games because we have a very passionate fan base, and we are also a lot of passionate creators who have a lot of amazing ideas, right? But that is the thing, is like I pay a part-time customer service person. They are not full-time. They come in and they deal with our Kickstarter comments, and they deal with our people who haven't found their stuff yet. But it's not like I have a team of 100 people or like an AI-driven bot who is automatically forwarding things to some fulfillment center in Amazon that we can just get you like a 20-minute or immediate notice, right? Like, we are people. You'll have to be patient with us, and we are doing everything we can in order to make sure that everyone who contributes gets the stuff, and not only gets the stuff, but gets the stuff, and the stuff is good, right? So, we'll continue to grow, we'll continue to develop, we'll continue to like strive and thrive, as I like to say, and keep but help us if you can keep the momentum going, because it's very, very easy to, I think, for all of us right now to kind of like feel like we're falling off the track, and there's a lot of demand of our time in order to do things. Yes, we are on Blue Sky. You can follow us, Faye, at Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a great place that we have been, a lot of the TTRPG community has been very active in. They have found it to be a place they enjoy. So we are over there, and we are active over there, especially, of course, because we're in the middle of a Kickstarter. But yes, everyone is dealing with a lot, and they're slowly rolling away from whatever road they may have been on, and the demands of our time are high, right? Um, yeah, the demands of our time are high. So just choose your battles, be kind, reach out if you have questions. We are going to treat kindness with kindness, and we're continue to do our best, and we want to keep making games, and we want to keep creating fun new things and explore new ideas. And we'd love for you to come along the ride with us. So tell us what you want. Tell us what you're excited about. Like, it's nice to even just see the people in here today being like, hey, I still like this game. I still want to play this game. I still want to do this. And it's very nice to see people who are interested in the game. So tell us what you want. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you're interested in. And we're going to keep finding new cool things to work on. We're going to keep play testing. I actually have Knox laid down to do a virtual tabletop of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. So if you back the Kickstarter and check one of our updates, you'll see the schedule. We're going to host a VTT of Beneath the Trees on this stream. We're going to, again, get this Twitch active again once more. And so if you want to learn more about it, you can come and play there. I have a feeling it's going to go pretty well. I really liked our live play that we did at the podcast. We have a very passionate cast, and they're all so charming and fun, and they brought the personality to it. But now I want Knox to do like, all right, buddy, show the board gamers why this story game is so much fun, right? Like why it can feel like, oh, I'm moving to places and I'm doing things and I'm conniving and I'm scheming, because that's really what the game is when you're playing it. You have an agenda that you need to fulfill, but everyone's trying to mess with your agenda. It reminds me a lot of the Thing board game, Outpost 31, right? That was a board game. It was a board game where you had to escape the outpost, right? But there were there were some people who just wanted to mess it up, right? In fact, I got to write that down. We need to really be using Beneath the Trees. We need to be comparing games like The Thing and Betrayal. Because I think those are great comparables. The Thing is an awesome game if you haven't played it. Because you still have to fulfill certain board game conditions, and there is a winner and a loser. But really, it's just about going through the process of deduction while you're trying to fulfill the tasks that the game lays out for you. So, excuse me. So, Outpost 31, The Thing. And then come watch the VTT. Come watch the VTT, gang. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. All right. Well, I think I've rambled long enough. And since this was such an impromptu little stream, I can kind of do what I want. So we spent some time to chat today about things that are happening. I think I'm looking forward to turning on the camera again at some point. And we're going to promote this live play of the game on Virtual Tabletop in the weeks to come as well too. But it's nice. It's nice to just hop on the camera and chat with you all again. So have a wonderful Friday afternoon if you're on the Pacific Coast. Otherwise, you're probably off getting ready to do your Friday night. Who streams on a Friday afternoon? Who does that? That's silly. Everyone's off to go do things that go out and be in the world, right? Go be in the world. Enjoy your weekend. Tell people who you're hanging out with about this cool comic Beneath the Trees and about a storytelling game where there's a hidden murder and you're exploring a small town. You'd think with all the Stranger Things happening and all the small town stuff that we're used to doing, that a small town murder game would be a slam dunk, right? So go and get some. Yeah, there you go. Well done. Thanks Knox for posting the webtoon. You should go and read the comic, at least the first trade. It's like, again, 30 pages, take you 10 minutes. It's pretty great. All right, everyone, thank you so much. We will see you later, and have a wonderful afternoon, and looking forward to seeing that link go live, and you can catch us again. All right, take care.